Hello, everyone. We're going to be watching the interview that Trump had with the National Association of Black Journalists. He was invited. Vice President Harris was invited. He's the only one that showed up. So let's see how he's going to be answering these questions.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Before we listen to his answer, fair questions. These are things he has actually said. These aren't things that he has said and it's kind of bad. No, it's pretty bad. And if it's commonly used against people of color, against black people, black women, why not ask? It's valid.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so...
Classic Trump.
In such a horrible manner.
Just think of how this guy speaks and what he says about people and how he points at the cameras and says fake news and how he says good people on both sides and says back in the day, man, we would have knocked them out, all this type of stuff. And you can't handle some tough questions?
First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you?
Not saying hello, how are you? That's something that an old neighbor of yours is going to say when you're like, you bump into each other and you're opening your apartment door. Like, oh, hi, how are you? You haven't said hello in a while. Not when you're running for president.
Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network.
It works. Fake news network. That always works with his base.
Terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here.
Get to the point, Trump. She asked her question. If you don't want to address those statements directly, just answer the why should the black community vote for you then? Answer that one. Mention the HBCU when you made it permanent, the 250 million, 255 million. Mention that. I mean, if it's Fox News, they're going to be mentioning some cringe shit, like, the sneakers really brought in the black community. That's what someone actually said on Fox News, that his sneakers would attract black voters. So, I mean, like, bring up the fact that you freed several black rappers, I think it was. Not the sneakers. Please don't do that. But I mean, knowing this party and his team brought him JD Vance, guys. They don't know what they're doing.
In good spirit, I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for
He's answering it now. Whether true or false, I don't know about these.
Done so much,
but I know about the HBCU.
And I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke.
Now, how much deeper that goes, I haven't looked into it, but this part I know about, right? It's kind of like when he signed the stimulus checks and had his name on it.
And I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that.
You're running for president, bro. Get over yourself, you snowflake.
And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here.
Okay, let's jump to the next question, guys.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition.
the word.
I don't know if he knows that she just answered his question. I guess she could say specifically what is diversity, equity, and inclusion or something. But I don't know if he knows she just answered it.
Then would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir,
of
I'm
that.
asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined.
He might actually be saying, define all three for me. And, oh my God, I'm giving him so much credit. Maybe, but again, his vocabulary is so limited.
Sir, do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
She's both. And that might be difficult for him to understand.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Black. I made a video titled, Donald Trump Will Destroy Democracy. And I talked about Republicans. They're almost like animatronics, like Republicans are great. And now this guy's like, black.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She's both.
Always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear,
She became a black person. Wow, man. But again, this doesn't discourage his base. He's wasting time. It works. If he were to answer quickly, fasterly, he's going to have more questions to answer.
sir, do you believe
I
that
think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really
have
don't
said?
know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be.
There you go. That's all you had to say. And for his base, that would work. Like, I don't know. It could be.
There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length. And
That's the journalist from Fox News, right? Yeah, he's definitely going to say that. Is she from Fox News? Right. She's conservative, though. She's conservative. Guys, I encourage you to watch this interview. It's less than 40 minutes. It's really bad, in my opinion. But it's not bad enough to discourage anyone from voting for Trump that was already going to. I don't know if this convinces anyone who doesn't know who they're going to vote for yet, because in this country, there are still people that are undecided. They have yet to see enough of Trump to know that he is someone that should not be president. So let's go ahead and just jump to another question. It's not in order, okay?
To your point and to Rachel's point, he, has a lot of opinions
J.D. Vance. They're talking about J.D. Vance.
about childless women like myself or divorced people like yourself. Do you think, well, I mean, my point
at
is
least
here.
it was said in a friendly manner.
My point is, do you think the Republican Party is getting a little bit too judgy about people's lives when you think about abortion or when you think about what J.D. Vance is saying?
I don't think, look, I think that the Democrat Party is really the one that has the problem. I think they're radical on abortion because they're allowing abortion in the 9th month. They're allowing the
But
death.
I think it's
they're
about
allowing
freedom,
the death
right?
of a baby after the baby is born, based on.
Sir, that's
What is that called? Infanticide? Is that the word? This guy and Republicans are saying, looking it up right now. Yes, infanticide. He is saying that abortion also includes infanticide, which is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Look, man, I encourage you to watch it. But for Trump, your PR team, they suck. But you're not going to listen to anyone when it comes to talking. When it comes to Trump, if there's things that are going to benefit him financially and everything, I do think that he can switch it around. But when it comes to, hey, say this, say that, he really does get lost to the point where he would screw up a financial opportunity, something to make him look good. And because he just doesn't know, I think. I don't know why he went to this thing. Now, his base isn't going to change his mind. But I don't know if this helped him. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. There are people out there that are still undecided. And they'll say, well, at least he went. I just wanted to watch some of this and share my opinion on certain things. It's just typical Trump, guys. It's just typical Trump. They did a really good job. The journalists did a much better job than what is normally done when speaking to Trump, when interviewing him. And with that said, I do have now 29 subscribers. I am still working on what my channel is going to be about, but it is commentary. That's what it's becoming. And I'll continue looking for things to update you on, whether it is political, entertainment. We're going to figure it out. Now, I am uploading things I want to know about, things that I love knowing about, things that I enjoy doing. But whatever gets the most views, the most interactions, subscribers is what I will probably lean to. Okay? With that said, thank you for watching. Take care.